Hey guys, this is Illusion PODFIC, and today we're going to be reading With My Favorite Superhero by Harley Quinn the Werewolf. The summary is, when Bernard's friends show up early at Tim and Bernard's place, he comes face to face with something unexpected. Red Robin's gauntlet in plain sight on the couch. He comes to the only logical conclusion. Tim must be cheating on Bernard with Red Robin. Alright, and without further ado, let's hop right in. Tim hissed in pain as he pulled the shirt portion of his suit over his head. One of Dent's goons had gotten in a lucky shot on his shoulder with a pipe, and it was already starting to bruise. He groaned. All he wanted now was a long, hot shower. Tim stowed the Red Robin suit away and made his way to the bedroom. He checked the rest of his clothes in the hamper before grabbing a new pair of underwear and some sweats and heading to the bathroom. As he stepped into the spray of the shower, he finally felt himself relax. Blood rose to the surface of his skin, giving it pink flush. As the hot water beat down across his neck and shoulders, he raised a hand and pushed his wet bangs at his face. That fight had really sucked. There were too many of them, and all of them were armed. He was just lucky they didn't have guns. He was shaken out of his reverie when he heard the doorbell ring. Shit. He hastily grabbed a towel and rushed out of the shower. I'm coming! Shit. Tim clumsily threw on the towel as he ran through the living room. He swung the door open to find a tall brunette guy standing outside, his hand raised as if to ring the doorbell again. The guy blinked. Hi, Tim said hastily, water dripping from his hair and onto the floor. You're Bernard's friend, right? Yeah, I'm Jake. I'm supposed to meet Bernard here? Oh, he's not home. Oh, the guy Jake scratched the back of his neck. Can I wait inside? Sure. Tim took a hesitant step aside to let him in. He seemed nice enough. They both stood awkwardly in the living room, and Tim shuffled from foot to foot, still clutching the towel around his waist. Jake looked around the room, his posture suddenly turning rigid as his gaze caught on something. Tim turned his head to see where he was looking and felt the blood drain from his face. It was a gauntlet from the Red Robin suit. He'd left it lying on the couch when he got home earlier. Jake's demeanor shifted entirely. His previously friendly expression morphed into suspicion as he turned narrowed eyes on Tim. It's not what you think, Tim sputtered. His palms were starting to sweat. Jesus, he was much better than this, but he was severely underprepared, standing dripping wet and almost naked in front of his living room. It's my friend's. He does cosplay, and, well, he forgot his gauntlet. Jake's eyes narrowed even further. It was clear he didn't believe him. Tim was just about to shove the foot even further in his mouth when the door burst open. Hi, Oh, Jake, you're already here. Sorry I'm late. It's fine. Jake glanced towards Bernard, but didn't turn away from Tim. Tim looked between them nervously. Bernard, I didn't know you were going to be home, or that you had a friend coming. Bernard looked towards them. Oh, we're not staying. We're going out for lunch. I thought I'd make it home in time, so I told Jake to meet me here. I hope that was okay. Tim nodded. Yeah, of course. Great. Bernard smiled. We should get going, so I'll see you later, okay? He walked up and gave Tim a quick kiss to the side of his mouth before grabbing Jake and dragging him out of the door. Tim put his face in his hands. Oh, God. Batman could never find out about this. And that's why I think the Flash is actually an alien from a lost planet that escaped here when... Okay, what's up with you? Jake had been acting weird all through lunch. He looked startled at Bernard's question. What? What do you mean? Jake wrung his hands, his hazel eyes darting across the room, never quite meeting Bernard's gaze. You've been distant since I picked you up. You're never this quiet, and you barely touched your food. Bernard was getting concerned. Jake was one of his best conspiracy buddies. They could talk about superheroes for hours, and he never said no to food. Jake rubbed the back of his neck, a hesitant look on his face. No, it's nothing. It's just... He sighed, his shoulders dropping. I have to tell you something. Bernard's concern shifted into suspicion. Okay, tell me what. Jake was usually very straightforward. If something was making him act like this, it had to be big. Jake wiped his palms on his jeans, meeting Bernard's eyes for the first time since they got to the diner. I don't know how to say this, man, so I'm just going to get it out there. He took a deep breath, seeming to center himself. Tim is cheating on you. Bernard blinked. What? I know. I'm so sorry, and I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you deserve to know. When I got to your place, the shower was running, and then I saw Red Robin's gauntlet laying on the couch. And when Tim noticed, I saw he got super shifty, trying to blame it on some cosplaying friend bullshit. He obviously wasn't expecting you to come home, so he invited his vigilante boy toy over. He even had a hickey on his shoulder. There's only one possible explanation. Tim is cheating on you with Red Robin. Bernard blinked again. What? I thought Tim was better than that too. You seem to have something great, and Red Robin. Doesn't he have better things to do than stealing people's boyfriends? Bernard tried to stay serious. Laughing in Jake's face would be a weird reaction to finding out he had been cheated on. This explained the tension between Jake and Tim when he got home earlier. He turned his face down and started playing with his napkin, pretending to be in shock about the news. When he felt like he had control over his face, he looked back up at Jake. I I can't believe this. I know, me neither, man. Jake had a deeply sympathetic look on his face, but seemed relieved about getting everything off his chest. I have to talk to Tim when I get home. Can we try to enjoy our meal for now? Jake seemed to take his change to subject and mean he didn't want to talk about it, which suited Bernard just fine. He couldn't wait to tell Tim about this. When Bernard got home, Tim was laying on the bed, the sliver of his toned stomach visible where his shirt rode up. Bernard leaned against the doorframe to the bedroom with his arms crossed over his chest, taking a moment to enjoy the view. Tim looked up at him, a small smile on his face. "Hi, Bern. How was lunch?" "How could you?" Bernard tried to look serious, but couldn't help a slight up-tilt of his lips. Tim looked confused. "What?" Bernard pushed away from the wall and sat next to Tim on the bed. "How could you cheat on me like that? In my own home?" All attempts at seriousness were lost in Tim's comically affronted expression of horror. "How could you cheat on me with Red Robin, my favorite superhero?" He finally broke and burst out laughing as Tim completely blue-screened. He shook his head as the words finally registered. "What are you talking about?" "That's what Jake thinks." Tim sat up straighter. "What?" Jake saw the Red Robin gauntlet, heard the Shaw running, and drew the logical conclusion that you must be cheating on me with Red Robin. "What?" I could hardly stop myself from laughing. He was so sure. He felt terrible about telling me. "And you just let him believe that it was true?" The horror was back on Tim's face. "I can't believe you." Bernard laughed. "What was I supposed to tell him? I couldn't just out you as a vigilante." Tim climbed into Bernard's lap and grabbed his shoulders in a firm grip. "You have to fix this." He used his hold on his shoulders to shake him gently. "I can't just have your friends thinking I'm cheating on you. Not even with a superhero." Bernard wrapped his arms around Tim with a laugh. Okay, don't worry." He kissed Tim's temple. "I'll fix it." 3 days later. "You told him we were both dating Red Robin?" Alright guys, and that is the end of With My Favorite Superhero by Harley Quinn the Werewolf. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you in the next video.